So for our text structure for today, we are learning about sequencing, which I just told you, and we found an example of it. So we are looking at sequencing, okay? So sequencing is, it's telling me the order of events. It's telling me the order of events. And the big word here is order, okay? The big word here is order, because the order is what matters. So when it's telling me the order, right, it may be giving it to me with arrows. Oops, it's not a good arrow. It may give it to me with arrows. I may have 1, 2, 3, right? So it could also be dates. So different ways you can see sequencing could be arrows, like we saw in our How is Chocolate Made book. We could see 1, 2, 3, like a recipe. You may get steps. We could see dates. We could see the words before, after, finally. The big thing though with sequencing is you really have to think about when you're looking at a sequencing book or a recipe or some kind of something that the author is giving you and they're telling you you have to do it, is the order. So you have to think about, if I tried to do this in a different order, would it work? If the answer is yes, that you could do it in a different order, then it's not sequencing. If the answer is no, that you have to do it in a specific order for it to work, then you would be sequencing. You'd be putting something in order. So a good example would be if I were going to bake a cake, right? I have to follow a recipe to bake a cake. I have to get the eggs, I have to get the flour, the milk, I have to put it in the bowl, I have to mix it, then I have to put it in the pan, then I have to put it in the oven. If I do any of those steps out of order, I'm not going to get cake. I'm going to get something very different if I do any of those steps out of order, right? If I tried to put the eggs in the bowl and then put the eggs in the pan and then put the eggs in the oven, well, I'm just going to get cooked eggs, right? I'm not going to get cake. So you have to make sure you follow the order when you're doing sequencing. That's a big thing, is does it have to go in that order? But another example would be, so when you're getting ready in the morning, we all kind of have a routine that we follow. But if we go out of order of that routine, we still are going to be able to get dressed, right? We're still going to be able to get ready for the day. So like brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, putting on your clothes. Even though I put my clothes on, then I brush my teeth, then I brush my hair, then I put on my shoes, I could do those, right? I can do those in that order. But if I were to brush my teeth, then put on my clothes, then brush my hair, then put on my shoes, Am I still going to be able to get ready? Am I still getting ready for the day, even though they're in a different order? Right? I have lots of people shaking their head, yes. So I'm still getting ready for the day, right? Even though it's in a different order. Yes, Walter.
So, but maybe you can get out of order, but you can go faster or slower.
Well, yes, and that's very true. But my point is that because I can go out of order, that wouldn't be sequencing. That wouldn't be something that's telling me in order of events, right? That's not something that I have to follow that order in order for it to work. I could do it in a different way and it's still going to work. But like baking a cake, making chocolate, baking cookies, any kind of baking, you have to do it in a certain order for it to work. Or even like when we do a science experiment, in order for your science experiment to work, you have to follow the steps. If you don't follow the steps, then it's not going to work. So you have to make sure you're following those steps. Okay? All right. So that is a little bit with sequencing. See, I thought there was. All right.